Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Jerry Mboweni here, certified life coach and NLP practitioner, drug counselor, and author of the book called 115959. And today I'm going to speak about we may try to hide our addiction, but eventually we will run out of luck. We may try to hide our addiction, but eventually we will run out of luck. I'm going to tell you something very important. You need to understand that how much you can try how much to hide your addiction, but it will come out. It will come out. You can cover up your smoking or drinking, but eventually you're gonna run out of the energy to cover up. And you need to understand, addiction is a progressive disease. So meaning that whatever you used to use, eventually you will need more and more and more. And today I'm going to show you the roadmap. How do the people go from deny that they have a problem, cover up, and then until to wanted help? And I always say to the people that addiction is like pregnancy. The baby have to come out. It doesn't matter. And this is mostly for the family member. Sometimes they're like, yo, I'm worried my son is on drugs, or my husband, or whatever it is, part of the family member that's on drugs. And I don't know whether they're doing or not. I've asked them, they deny. Should I test them? Should I? Sometimes people jump the test. Sometimes people do the test and the test does not pick it up because you use the wrong test, and they use different kind of drugs because you need to use the right test for right drugs. And then they're like, what should I do? And I normally say, if it's addiction, it will show. And majority of the time, people doesn't have time to wait because the person deteriorates. Things got worse. This is the program, but this is the process. But you need to understand, sometimes luck will run away. My own story, my own personal story, I was addicted for 11 years of drugs. And I think for 7 years, I could be able to hide it. Nobody knows about it. My brother suspected it, but I was a functional addict. I could go to do my business. I could go to work. Everything was okay. Then the last 5 years, things become, which I'll share the process as well, things become less and less unmanageable. And the last 1.5 years, I live in the street in the beggar. My life was completely uncontrollable, unmanageable. I could not manage myself. I end up on the street, and I find myself at a place called Teen Challenge, and I'm currently going for 19 years clean. So that is the process. But if you listen until now, I got the gift for you as usual. If you listen until to the end of this video, I've got the gift for you. So please listen until to the end of the video as a promise. And thank you for those who came back and always collect their gift from me. I appreciate. Let's carry on. So this is what normally started. So there is a process for you to get into addiction. I have a video. I'm probably going to put the link down below. The process of addiction. So once you pass that, what we call it, experimented, when we move back to misuse, abuse, and then when we come to addiction. So now in addiction itself, it's got the process for you. Remember, first, you're now addicted person, you've lost control, but you can still cover up, you can still hide it. Now you need to use extra. And now the other process is that now you start using extra and extra. Okay, so you started with this amount. That amount is not enough anymore. And the second process, that the family members start to notice there's something's different. They start to like, oh, there's something off by this guy, you know. And majority of the time, family member notice it. And some, either they we call it pink lion, they do, the pink elephant in the room, they don't address the issue. Some of the family members deny the issue, that you know, it's not going to be bad, I don't suspect that is drug, but there is suspicious started. And then you start feeling guilty, you move to a harder chemical now because that what you started is not good enough. Now you move to more harder chemical. And then this is another thing that you must always look, the circle of friends start to change now. Okay, those people that you hang it out now, you don't hang out anymore. That is something that family member you must always alert. When people they are engaged in using drugs or alcohol, their friends will always change or increase more. And those particular friends, most of them, they are farther up gone, so you can pick up by those behaviors. Starting, then you starting to control using only smoke. Okay, you started now. While you started, family members started to notice. You started to control now. You started to be in control, but then the control fell. You moved to more deterioration, hygiene, cheating, and stealing. The process started. Now you started to move to another thing. You started to hide things. You started to cheat. Your hygiene deteriorated. You started to steal. You started lying. In the process, you need to understand now the addiction is getting obsessive of using. You can't stop no matter. So here's another part that comes in that process. There's a times it comes that even the consequences, you've been given 2 warnings because of coming late or because of not coming on a Monday, whatever it is, but still you are carrying on to use. And perhaps your family member was being noticed that we suspect this guy, this is a particular problem. In spite of consequences, you still started to use. You started using during the week as well. You start to use alone. You must watch. Once you start using alone, during the week as well, before work, after work, it's a progressive. And this progress, avoid family members who don't use. Yes, this is another thing. Cheers, I'm having my, today I changed to green tea. Today I'm having green tea. I'll tell you the reason why in my next video, why I'm having green tea. And then you start to avoid family member. Where family member going like family member invite you for bride, things like this, parties, and if there is no if that's not including the drug of your choice, you start to avoid them. You start to avoid those who talk too much about you, worried about your weight, worried about your hygiene. You start to avoid them. Then you start to lose interest. You start to lose interest on your hobbies and your sports, and your focus is just on drugs. You probably still have your job. Resentment started. You start having mood swings. Now this picture is showing too much. Remember, I say it's like a pregnancy. The baby started growing. The addiction is growing over and over. You're trying to change things. You try to, for example, for me, for 11 years, I tried different things to stop. I went to the gym, and then I'll just do gym 3 months, and then the gym doesn't work anymore. I tried to use a methadone, use it a little bit, and didn't work anymore. So you try through all these things, and then you start having suicidal tendency. And this is the reason why, because you have tried too much time to stop. And you need to understand, if you're a family member, or you need to understand the people who are smoking, I'm going to say this, the people who are smoking, after a honeymoon period, and it doesn't matter how long is honeymoon period, but after that honeymoon period, smoking is not liquor anymore. We just used to live. People just used to live, but it's not, and they wanted to smoke. And they try this tendency, but they try this tendency to smoke with a denial. They are not yet come to their senses that this thing has defeated them. So they still deny, but they still want to fix themselves. And because of trying over and over, it doesn't work. And we start thinking, oh, so what the use of try? I might just as well commit suicide. The tendency, you will see majority of people, they will tell, that has crossed my mind to end it my life. And then admit defeat. So by that process, then admit defeat. So you need to understand it's a process for people to get to this place. Now, if you're a family member and you're living with somebody who is struggling with addiction or alcohol, people that would say, so what must I do, Jerry? You say this process, my loved one is on this process. Don't rest. Do not rest. Apply pressure. Apply pressure. You just, because sometimes we rest. I used to counsel a lot of family members on my support groups, and they will say, yeah, the person will agree to change, The person will agree that they're using drugs, and they say, okay, I'm going to stop on my own. And for first 2-3 weeks, things are getting better. Ask, how is your family member? Oh, they're doing great. They're very quiet. They're just at home. They're not got any. Don't get fooled by the change for short time. Get a professional help. Apply pressure. Get a professional help. When they come in, talk about it. When they come out, talk about it. Don't stop because majority of people, I remember this guy is doing very well on his recovery. Ask him. He said at the beginning, I didn't want to be here. My mother forced me. I came here because I just want to get off my mother back. Was chappy all the time. He wants me to smoke, to stop. But eventually, I started recovery. I see the fruit of recovery. And now he's doing very, very well. So you're gonna have to apply pressure. Understand this is a process. You can hide as much as you want, but 9 months will come. The baby will come out. I hope this video helped you guys. If it's helped you, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and leave like, comment, and leave the comment down below. I really appreciate it. And if you listen until now, here's the gift for you. You are welcome to book for a free one-on-one coaching online. My details are down below in the subscription box. I leave my telephone number and my email address. You can always reach me, and then I can coach you for any issue regarding addiction, personal development, and yeah. So let me know. Thank you very much for always coming back to watch my video. Bye for now. Peace. Until next video. God bless you. See you soon. Bye. Peace.